I saw some someone printed something, and then it was a Wintergatan project. He printed some marble runs, and then of course they're very noisy. And then, like, do you get some rubber inlays or whatnot? Oh, maybe you get some rubber filament, and yes, you do. So you can actually 3D print gaskets and rubber things, and of course, instantly you thought about the toys
Yes, you
that
did.
comes in unmarked bags from undisclosed locations. But yeah, you can actually print, and that, of course, yeah, a rubber codpiece with air vents like the Crocs,
Yeah.
because you need to breathe.
Yes, yes, exactly what I was thinking. That does not sound nice to.
Oh, I 3D printed myself a croc piece. Yeah, I'm seeing a way around this project without disturbing the wife.
Oh God, that would look so terrible. Oh, please talk of something else. Get this image out of my head.
I've had some really weird croc sunburn on my feet before in the past. You've got to be careful with that as well. It's up with a spotted dick.
That's quite popular in England, isn't it?
Yeah, with custard.
Oh God, we're really aiming for the bottom of the barrel early on.
All right, I googled. It's not many hits actually, and it's one picture like a croc underwear, but it's more like pants with Crocs, but it's not a cod piece per se. So yeah, maybe it's something new.
Wouldn't it be easier just to take a croc and cut it up and use it as it is?
Yeah, but people don't click on that. They click on 3D print, and then
Do they?
Isn't that just what the 3D printer companies want you to think?
yeah, true. So, but yeah, I mean that's making the cod piece should be easy sailing, and then you make some leather. You can make it into a leatherworking video as well, because you make a leather strap for it going around the back, right? So you don't do that 3D printing. So yeah, leather, Crocs, crotch. I mean, you have all the keywords for a good video.
Should we
Do you really?
Should we do a cod piece off? I'll do leather, you do 3D printing, and KJ can sew something.
Okay, you can make one
I
of
was
those
thinking metal,
laughing gas canisters.
Yeah. That should be enough space, yeah.
Is it a
right
cod along? Yeah.
I'm all right with making the video until it comes right to the end and doing the modelling parts. I don't think I'm comfortable with that.
That's the problem, though. KJ has the mannequins, but we have to do it ourselves. So yeah.
That's why you have a shop mannequin.
Need to look for some effects in DaVinci Resolve for that one.
DaVinci Resolve, I hate it right now. It is too advanced, because
sometimes it
I
is.
wanted, in one video clip, I wanted to have a small arrow that's following the moving object. And then, of course, you have a tracking function, and I watched a lot of videos and pausing, going back, pausing, and like, yeah, you go here, you click this and this, and then you mark the area, and you press here, and it computes the tracking path, and then you can drag a picture in, and it's like a lot of nodes and strings and whatnot, and it shouldn't be this hard. I mean, yes, the all the things go on in the background, the programming bit, it should probably be the way it is, but it's not a logical user interface, at least not to me. I mean, you should just have the picture, and you should drag that other in, and just right click on it and just follow this place in the video, and then it should just do it. I mean, how hard can it be? So I think the people who make the software are doing it for people who actually know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So, but
I wonder if it's easier if you have one of those special keyboard thingies
Maybe.
with a lot of extra buttons and that sort of thing.
yeah, and another problem is, of course, the DaVinci. I think it's like twice a month you get like a message like, now the new version is out. Do you want to download it? And yes. And that means that the guy who made the video 3 months ago, when he says, you open up this window and you click on this, and that's not there, is it? It hasn't been there for 2 months. It's changed 4 times since then.
Yeah.
Fuck you. It's like, and then I have to try and think what would have the thing that he is showing, what would ever renamed it to that resembles something that I see. And no matter what window you open in DaVinci, it's like a gazillion amount of switches and knobs. And like when you go into the light setting, I want to adjust saturation and the lighting. If it's a bit dark, I want it up. No. You have 14 different settings for whatnot, and then that just gives you a different graph image, and then you have to pull on the graph. And
yeah,
I mean, in Photoshop, you can all, of course, twiddle on all this, but you also have like a auto adjust. That's your first choice, and then in 90% it works good enough for us amateurs. They should have that in DaVinci as well. But no.
I've got to say, CapCut was so much easier to use, and had so much more usable stuff in it as well.
It was easier to find because it was up front and center, because there wasn't a lot of them.
It's just simple things like if you made a mistake and you wanted to go, if you just wanted to press undo, you didn't have to go into edit and then press undo. You just had a little undo button.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're using one of the shortcut keys, but I've not figured that out yet. That's above my pay grade.
and that's another thing, though. If I want to do voiceover,
I've not figured
you
that out
have
yet.
to go to the separate voice recording menu, which changed everything. I mean, all I need is that fucking red record button. So when I'm in edit mode, why don't I just add another audio track and I call that voiceover, and then I just press record and I can talk while I see the video? Why do I have to change my environment totally?
Yeah, CapCut has that.
Yeah.
I was really pleased with myself earlier this evening when I actually remembered how to do the green screen thing, because it's not obvious. But I remembered all the steps, and I made it work. And I was so proud of myself. I didn't have to look up a video on how to do it, which I have had to do. I think I've done it like 5 times or something like that. And each and every time I had to look up how to do it.
Yeah.
So.
And that's also how hard could that be? You have a video clip where almost everything is green except one thing in the middle. Then it should ask, we see a lot of green here. Do you want green screening? Yes. So what do you want in the background? Choose a file. I want this one in the background. Ta-da! Chung, there it's done. That's how easy it should be. And when you see what they're doing with AI functionality and everything else, and that should be the easiest thing to fix. But no, you have to go in and you have to mask, and then you have to do a dripper to get the right grade of green, and then there is some bleed over, and then and then...
Yeah, the weird thing in DaVinci when you do green screen is first you choose, I think it's 3D keyer or something it's called, and then you can try your very best to actually make it work, because you have to turn on the show effects as well, and then it actually works, and then it's easy peasy. But you have to remember those two things that are not really simple.
I think I'm at least a year away from green screening.
It is really easy when you just remember those 2 steps.
Right.
Then it's just using like the pointer and just painting everywhere where the green or what you want to mask out is until you're satisfied. And then it removes all the shades of it. So
and then, of course, I spent a lot of time, and that was while I was using Sony Vegas. It's like I could not find green screen if it were to save my life. And then I went Googling and yes, you're calling it chroma keying.
Yeah, that's
And
the correct
yes, that is like the Latin name of flowers, but
Exactly.
you don't go around calling it Fullonkus Badunkadunk. You call it the yellow flower, and that's the same here. Call it fucking green screen. Even the professionals are calling it. I mean, George Lucas is calling it green screen. Then it is green screen. Don't hide it behind fancy words because we know Latin. Come on, get a grip.
Do you feel attacked, Glenn?
I'm trying to remember the name. He said, was it Fullonkus Fullonkodonk?
What could that be? What would I get if you had a garden center and I asked for that? What would you give me just to get me out of there?
It'd be something that wasn't doing too well. It'd be definitely be something that didn't sell very well.
I mean, it would now.
Oh, dear.
With that name, I would buy it for the name alone.
Yeah, that's the half off section, things that are already started to die.
Ooh. I just got an idea for my next leatherworking project. I could make a leather sheath for the scaling banana.
Oh, yeah.
That would be cool.
Well, it's rather close to your previous.
Yeah, I know. I made a leather condom for my banana. I'm just thinking.
That is a video
yeah.
title. Sheathing my banana. That clicks itself, that video.
When I first tried that water forming and I put the piece of leather in the water, I took it back out again to turn it back over, and I could have sworn at first I thought I'd got a waterproof piece of leather because it didn't seem to take on any water whatsoever.
No.
It was in there for at least 10 minutes before it took on any water. Is that normal?
It works perfectly. I made the wall hanging sheath for my Leatherman or Gerber, and I did the same, and I didn't use the tool itself. I don't know why I didn't do that. So I just cut some wood to have the same shape, and I just put that in, and then I just sandwiched it, and yeah. But it works beautifully.
I didn't even know about it. Michelle said you should make a sheath for that knife. You can water form it. So okay, how do you do that? You just wrap the thing in cling film and wet the leather, and away you go.
Good thing that you have Michelle.
Yeah, she's a good source. I'm really not one for learning how to do things. I'll just try them. And Michelle is the exact opposite. She will learn and learn and learn how to do something before she tries it.
So that's why she's more successful. She actually
Yes.
does the pre-planning.
Yes.
She reads the rules before she starts playing the game.
Yeah, but I ain't got time for that.
Ain't nobody got
You're an
time for that.
explorer.
Exactly. If I watch everybody's videos on how to make something, I will make the same videos as them, won't I?
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't learn by looking at other people's mistakes. You have to do them your own. So
Yeah. How's the trowel coming on, KJ?
I am not happy with the handle, and I have a plan for fixing it, but I don't know if it's gonna make it better, or it came out too clunky. But I have no real. I was kind of hoping that I could just make a simple, rather squarish or 8-sided, but still not curvy handle.
Yeah.
And it would look okay, because I've generally gotten away with doing it like that for when I rehandle stuff. But in this case, it did not look good. So, yeah,
Well,
I hope I can fix it.
Your lathe project from when you were here is still in the workshop. Do you want me to post it to you? That'd be perfect.
No.
No?
I had to Google it though. I thought I knew what a trowel was, and yes, I did. But you get these bricklaying tools as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's also a trowel.
But that got me thinking, though. Yeah, I would like to make one, and it makes sense having a longer handle because I want that on all my garden equipment. Because gardening is not for people of our stature. So
Yes,
I
the ground is
hate,
too
I
far
hate,
away.
yeah, I hate bending down. So why don't they make them with longer handles? And then, but also with a lot of the tools, and of course, a consequence of putting even longer handles on them is you have a lot of moment force added to it. So
Yeah.
I tend to break shovels because I'm using them as anything but
Mm.
shoveling. That got me thinking, though. If you see on most travels, they're just a basic. It's a piece of sheet metal. They have a press formed into a bit of curvature. I have a welder now. Why can't I make a shovel and a trowel like for an adult? Like 6 millimeter hardened steel with, a 40 by 40 steel handle, so you really can put your weight on it and not break it.
I'll have to show you my spade when you're here. It's already been done.
I mean, there's always a thing that you can sharpen the sides of it and use it to cut stuff as well. But maybe you do the grown-up version and have a chainsaw chain go around the edge of the spade.
Yeah, but
Everybody know that a chainsaw blade, as soon as it hits the soil, is blunt, though, KJ.
Yeah, but then you just have to go. What's that? The carbide.
Yep.
Carbide chainsaw. That can't be too expensive, can it?
But I have like this small pickaxe or whatever it's called. It's a gardening tool. You're basically using it in loose soil, I'm guessing, but I found it very efficient when I'm killing all the ground crawlers. I just pull at them, and I use this to hack off the roots. And I found like on a shovel, if you take your angle grinder, you can get them really sharp for they make mincemeat out of roots and whatnot. So yeah, sharpening your gardening tools. That's a
When you
that's a
said
hack.
ground crawlers, it sounded like all the creepy crawlers in the garden. This is my tool for killing them.
Yeah, but if
Snakes
they
and
pop
worms
their
and
heads
everything.
out at the
Yeah.
wrong time, yeah, that will be the last thing they do. Then again, I have, and of course we're going to discuss this at length, Glenn, when I come visit you. But I really do not understand the shapes of some of the gardening equipment, and I realize it's been for that like for centuries. I mean, some of the pointy bits for digging in the soil it's the same shape as when my grandfather was a baby, and I mean, surely there are better ways, and why are they shaped like that? Like the thing that has the perpendicular blade on it that's like shaped like a half moon. It like the ends of it, which is picky, that makes sense, but the shape make them to wear off to the sides when you're trying to hit something, and then of course if you're doing them to scrape something, the concave part of it, like it makes you just make streaks of soil in the middle. Like, what the fuck was this actually made for? I mean, they sell them in all the garden centers, but what were they intentionally? I don't think they know
Are you
themselves.
talking about a draw hoe or a grubbing mattock?
Let me let me Google that. A hoe, you said? Let me see. A draw.
A draw hoe, not a Dutch hoe.
I do not know what that is.
Yeah, but the draw hoe is, at least on the pictures, it's square.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's for earthing up potatoes. That's why that tool was made.
Yeah. So
yeah,
it's-
that's
so
what you use in Minecraft to plant stuff.
Right.
What was the other word?
Grubbing mattock.
grubbing.
Or maybe just mattock.
Yeah,
Mattock.
grubbing mattock. Yeah.
Oh, that's the,
No.
the roundy.
Yeah, the grubbing mat makes perfect sense. That's a proper tool.
So what are you talking about then?
Yeah, what am I talking about? Sometimes I don't know
I
myself.
played around with one of those a lot when I was a kid, doing because we had some of those for planting trees, So I played around and digging out a small creek.
They use them a lot in hot countries where the soil gets baked hard. They're really good for that.
Yeah, the Norwegian word doesn't make any sense. I just Google garden tools.
Good luck on that.
And then it doesn't show. I mean, if this is a Scandinavian thing, it's
Yeah, it's on you, isn't it? Really?
yeah. God damn it! Where is it? Just all right. Now we need to get specific. Half moon garden tools.
So there is a tool which it's an edging knife is its proper name, but you call it the half moon spade, and that's used for edging lawns.
Oh, that's it's just
like a half
round.
moon.
Well, at least
like a circle that you cut in two. It's not a half moon. Okay, it is the half moon.
Yeah,
brand.
loads of people call it the half moon.
just a little tip. Don't Google that. Edging
But,
that is, yeah. It's
but
not,
on the subject of spades, what I it was a thing I never seen before that I saw in a garden where like a spade that looks like Sauron made it.
Like who made it?
Sauron, in the Lord of the Rings,
Oh, right.
like in an orc spade. I put a picture of it in the WhatsApp group. Is that a good thing? Is that a real thing? Is that a new thing? I just haven't seen it.
That's almost like a variation on the American shovel. They have long handles. You might like those. But I have seen a few that have sharpened edges. But I have used something similar and it was useless.
Yeah, it looks like a bad saw, and I don't really see a good use for it.
Yeah. So it's like an American shovel basically with a serrated edge on the front.
We
have to remember we're doing a podcast here, don't we?
all right, but
yeah.
And
it's called the Spade Extreme.
Yeah, I think that would be useless. I think that would just get snagged up on every stone and root on the incurves in between the serrations.
But I realized, we have WhatsApp. Why don't I just paste you the picture? There it is. What is that? It's an abomination.
I've only got the handle part of it at the moment. Hang on. Oh my god, that doesn't exist here.
No.
That looks like a weapon of some sort.
For
ritual sacrifice.
That's a Norwegian thing.
Yeah, because
I've never seen one of those so far.
No. And good on you, because that is, I mean.
So it's like a draw hoe with a half moon inverted, but with curvy points on the edges. It's really weird. I don't know what the hell you'd use that for.
Exactly, because sometimes you're using the pointy bits, but then you would be better off having a pointy bit special made one, and then if you want the draw hoe, you want it with the square. This makes no sense, but this is what's available. You get these over the square hoes any day. You have to go to a specialist garden center if they have anything like. Yeah, that's the one you get if you go at the everyday Joe's hardware store or whatever.
Right.
And if you listeners want to see pictures of this, you have to join the Crudely Mistaken Ones WhatsApp group, because there's a picture of them right there right now. And I think the members of that group will wonder why I posted those pictures. But when they hear the episode, they will know.
They won't.
Yeah, I just saw you posted and I posted. I didn't realize it was the Crudely Mistaken Ones. I thought it was our group. Brilliant.
They won't question.
Don't say anything. Just post the pictures and let's just shut up. Don't
it's
say
like
anything.
KJ's posted a picture of a really weird looking sharp shovel. That's obviously what he's made.
Yeah, that's like Batman's shovel. That like. Yeah. Oh, that's a fantastic. I mean, we have been talking about everyday carries, EDCs, and then you have Leathermans, and you get the small pouches and whatnot to put on your belt, and of course, Tradies knows everything about tool belts. But do you remember the first time you saw a tool belt? It was probably yellow and worn by Adam West in a very poorly sitting Batman suit on that television series. And I remember I stapled anything I could find that was pouch-like to one of my belts as a kid, and I had stuff in it, and it was like a homemade grappling hook and whatnot. But Yeah.
Looked like a really good idea.
Yeah. The problem is it would never be used, but yeah, I still I just want that yellow belt.
Well, you're a maker now. You can make it.
Yeah.
Mm.
You can make the tool version as well for the workshop.
Yeah, that was the plan. It needs to be functional.
Yeah.
It sounded like you're going to make a tool belt for the workshop. I mean, a belt going around the workshop, having tools, like a 1 meter
Like a
big
conveyor
pockets.
belt.
Yes. So all the tools go around.
That'd be really handy. Never have to put them away. You just put them back on the belt.
Yeah, a bloody sushi train going around
Yeah,
your workshop with all your tools on it.
Sushi train. That's a good project.
Oh, that is.
You have space for it, Glenn. Do it. I have too much shit on my walls. I can't fit it.
Yeah, there is probably a old bloke who kicked the bucket somewhere where the wife is selling his train set or something. So you can just go and get that cheap, and then you have everything you need.
Or maybe have something mounted to the ceiling with like hooks hanging down where you can hang stuff on, and you just go around like in a slaughterhouse where all the chickens and that sort of thing are hanging on hooks, but instead it's tools.
I'd actually love a train going around the workshop.
It would be nice.
Yeah. That being said, though, when I was my year in service, I spent it with a guy who his job was actually at the chicken slaughterhouse, and when he told me how that worked, it put me off chickens for quite a while.
Yeah.
And of course, it is a conveyor belt, and of course they just hang them up, and then they go into this electrocution bath to just stun them so they pass out, and then of course they decapitate them later on and let them bleed out. And not all chickens are made equal, so if they're just not long enough, they don't reach the bath, so they might get some sapping but not enough to kill them, and then they have to manually bash them on the line to make sure they are passed out before they get decapitated. And like, are you pulling my leg now? And no, I'm sorry, I'm not. And I mean, this was 20 years ago, so hopefully it's become better, but I doubt it.
Yeah, it used to be even worse. My granddad used to work at a chicken factory. He was on the accounting side of things, but he said inside it was just gruesome. Yeah. They were hung upside down still, but there was no electrocution or anything first. And it was just one woman that was just slashing them. Yeah. So she was just this one woman covered in blood all day.
Yeah.
And to make everything better, we should remember that these are really small children. Because I mean, I just looked it up. It's between 4 and 12 weeks of age when they're slaughtered. So they're barely even teenagers.
Still tasty though.
Yes, I mean the kids are the tastiest meat. You don't want them the grown-ups.
Old
you just
stale,
want them big enough.
Yeah, but that is of course seen from any other animal's perspective. We are the cruelest species. That's for sure.
We are monsters.
Yep.
Do you remember last week when we ended the episode of the Half Pints and said we can't get any lower?
And here we are.
There's always some more under the bedrock.
Yeah.
I can't wait to find out what happens next week.
Do you want to try to turn it around and go a little peppier?
But if you want to find out, you have to tune in next week, same time, same place.
Did we get lower? Bye.
Bye.
God, that one was all over the place, wasn't it?
Yeah. Just the way we like them.